Welcome to the 2026 annual meeting. It's going to be pretty quick. We have election results to discuss, a financial update, and then talk about our 2026 events. So the election, we have people elected to 2-year terms, officers of the Board of Trustees. We have 8 of them, but they're staggered terms. So we have half the board elected each year. This year, we have Bob Rainey as treasurer. Gary Brubaker is repeating as charter liaison, and Mia is in a new position as technology officer after her triumphal website introduction last year. Members at large, we have 8 of those. They're for 1-year terms. Most of them are here. John Franchisetti, Marianne Gordon, Christine Kaufman. Chris is also our social secretary, which is almost an officer job, but not quite. Steve Krakauer. Steve also handles insurance and the newsletter, and he and Mia handle the emails together, the group emails.
He's on the technology committee for sure.
Right. Mary Wojcik, Anne Marie Kelly, and newly elected by unanimous vote. Well, so everybody was, but Hallie Lee and Mark Spaniato. They're both here tonight, so give them a round of applause. They don't know what they're getting into. And then serving the remainder of our 2-year terms are myself, Commodore Craig Gill. I don't think Craig's here tonight.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yes. Okay, great. And Eleanor is a membership chair and past Commodore as the result of being a past Commodore. The other thing we voted on this year was annual dues increase. Our dues are, I think, quite a bit lower than most other sailing clubs. And the dues support our non-trip costs, such as our Zoom subscription, printing, the insurance is I think the biggest one, and things like that. All the software that we buy. And the vote was 21 yay, 3 nay. So not quite unanimous.
So that goes into effect for the 2027
That's right.
sailing season.
That's not this year, that's a year from now, that those dues will go up $10 to $50 and $60 for a family. And here are our current trips. The first 5 are already approved by the board. The other ones are what I'm calling teasers, will be either our winter getaway, probably next January, and another trip that'll go later. Well, actually, it'll be in fiscal year 27, 28. But that hopefully we'll get those out to you for review in the next month or so. Okay. Let's see. We have a brief financial report. Marianne, I don't know if you want to talk about this, or I can just summarize what I talked about on Saturday.
I don't see Marianne on the call.
She's there.
I'm here.
She's
There she is.
Yeah. I'll go ahead if you want.
Yeah.
Our bank balance right now is 52,428 minus 4 outstanding checks. So it's really closer to 49,000, I guess. Um, but we're in good shape financially. We typically, we bounce up and down throughout the year. We're going to go way down pretty quickly because we've got to put in deposits on all our charters for the year. And typically that's 50% of the charter fee. So we'll go down to, 30,000 or less for a while. And then as we get the charter fees checks back from the membership, it'll come back up. We did have a couple substantial losses that weren't covered this year completely. One was we had a charter set up for Lake Huron in August, and a couple months before we were due to go on that, the charter base owner died, so they shut down for the year. And we are still waiting to see if we're going to get our deposit back. Walt Ronca seems to be optimistic that we might, which would be good. We also had a fairly substantial damage bill on one of the trips, a couple $1,000 roughly. Now as part of our trip planning, we put aside a damage fund, and so that damage fee comes out of that. We rarely have more than a couple $100 worth of damage on a trip for things that get broken or fall overboard, something like that. So that's different, but those are both accounted for in this total that we are currently have. So that's all accounted for, and if we get our deposit back, then that'll get added to this. That's about all I have to say about that. Eleanor, do you want to speak about membership at all?
Sure. We finished last year with 63 members. That consisted of 47 renewals from the prior year, 6 rejoins after lapses, and 10 new members. So we're coming back each year. Our numbers creep up after COVID when we took that terrible hit. And I just want to elaborate on something that Jan said, which is the membership fees go to support the club. When you pay for a trip, that's for the trip. Your membership fees keep the club going. And our policy is to not require membership if you don't go on a trip. However, I would like you to reconsider that if you would. If you're one of those people that don't renew when you're not going on a trip, just think that or consider that the membership fee keeps the club going. It pays for the service so that you can get emails and for the Zoom meetings. So, all the things that you use when you're not on a trip. So those are the membership fees. So I hope you'll consider that. And if you're not planning to renew because you're not going on a trip, I hope you will change your mind. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Any other board members want to say anything? If not, I will we'll get going on the presentations. Gary is in Portugal, so he is the head of the training, but Mia is his co-instructor, so she's going to talk about the online training. On water training mostly.
Ooh, look, I have a little button that allows me to control your slides. Isn't that
Yeah,
cool?
use your.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
Online training is the first slide here because it just always is, but we don't have it scheduled yet. We're contemplating some new options and ways to handle online training, which might even include just doing some Zoom sessions, which we did during the pandemic, you may recall. So that'll come later. We'll figure that out. Okay, I'm clicking the button and it's not. Oh, there we go. Oops, I went too fast.
You have to be patient.
Hang on. There we go. Yeah. So our on-water training this year is May 16 and 17, early board of the 15th. So you come on Friday late afternoon and get on the boats and get settled, and then we'll sail. Well, we'll do the training on the 16th and 17th, which is Saturday, Sunday, obviously. Oh God, I did it again. So we have two decent boats. We try not to get gigantic boats because want to make them somewhat maneuverable for for the trainees. So we have a Legacy, which is a Beneteau 39. Arabella is, as you know, 410. We've sailed. The club as a group has sailed both of them, certainly Legacy, many times. So they're known to us. And they're from Haven Charters and Rock Hall, who we use all the time. So I think there actually is a plan, like Friday evening, once everyone is settled and we go out to dinner, we try to have a conversation about if there's things that the crew on a given, one of the two boats, each boat wants to specifically cover. We try to gather that information on Friday night. But on Saturday, we usually do get to know a boat systems overview, talk about communications, talk about do line handling, how to properly throw a line, how to tie the essential knots, like attaching a fender to a lifeline, tying a bowline, and cleating. Cleating is, you got to do it right. And then we get away from the dock, and we usually on Saturday do exercises under power. We want you to get a hands-on experience of maneuvering a boat under power and in tight spaces, but we create those tight spaces not literally at the docks because they're hard. You could have a problem. So we use mooring buoys out in the marina to pretend, okay, that mooring buoy is your dock. You're going to back up to it, that kind of thing. And we also usually anchor, usually raft the two boats up, then have lunch, but you learn about the strategy and the technique we use for rafting, because it is a very specific process. If you've been on a boat when we've rafted, you may not have sensed that or seen that, but there are specific things we're doing that we're yelling at each other about. And then if there's some time after all that and weather fits, we do a little bit of sailing. Lunch is there on the water. And then when we get back to the marina, we go for dinner somewhere ashore. Breakfasts are on your own. Generally bring yourself something for breakfast and bring your own lunch as well. Okay, let me see. Sunday, same thing. Breakfast there on the boat or whatever you can bring for yourself, and then we try to go sailing. Now, quite honestly, if the weather dictates that we should go sailing on Saturday and do the motor stuff Sunday, that's what we'll do. We just, we switch it. But the day we sail, we try to do some tacking, some jibing, trimming sails, do a man overboard, heave to. And we try to get everybody having an opportunity to take each role in those exercises. So it's pretty hands-on. If you are a novice and you're not comfortable with something that we're doing, and that's usually more under power than sail, that's fine. You can say, no, I'm not going to do it. That's okay. If you're experienced and you're, a first mate getting rechecked out, then, do it all by all means. But again, we have lunch on the water, hopefully maybe out sailing while doing that, and then head back to the dock and head home. And that's Bob in his fabulous tie-dye shirt right there.
Yeah. I think it happened on that weekend. After we had practiced docking a few times and going through stuff, I was talking to another boat owner. He was sitting in the cockpit of his boat, and he said, "What the heck is going on with you folks? What are you doing?"
He coming in and going out and coming in.
And so I said, "Oh, well, we're called the Sailing Club. We bareboat charter, and so this is our on the water training. So we're getting everybody up to speed." And he was like, as a person that owns a boat that I have in the charter fleet, he goes, "That makes me feel really good." So
Great. All right. Come on. Patience. Okay. So it's not 450, it's 425 We reduced the price after this slide was created. So it is $425 for the weekend. This is the only event or trip that the Sailing Club runs that we ask you to pay the full amount when you turn in a reservation, and it is not subject to the usual 2-week waiting period before we draw for who's going to be on the trip. So it's first come, first serve. So if you want to do on-water training, send that check to Gary, send the form and the check to Gary right away to get on the list. I can tell you that we have actually a handful, almost a full boat already sold. So get your checks in if you want to come, and we want you to be there. That's why I'll also say, as I said on Saturday, we subsidize this. So the $425, not $50, is I think the actual cost per person, just with the charter fees, is about $500 per person. So we subsidize it. Gary and I will be doing the training, so get your check in. Questions, if anyone has any, by all means.
Hey, Mia. Debbie here. Hi.
Hi, Debbie.
I'm planning on coming.
Great.
I would like to get it in. Is the form and everything on the website? Is that where I'm
Yes.
going to get it?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Very
Go
good.
to thesailingclub.org and go to this year's trips,
Okay.
which is a pretty obvious link right at the top.
Yeah.
And you'll it's actually the first after a really good letter from Jan that kind of introduces the season. That's the next trip is on water training. So you'll find
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Mia. You've got the next one too, I believe.
Oh, I do. So yeah. There we go. Awesome. All right. So why the heck are we promoting this trip that we started promoting months ago? Because it was full up until about last Wednesday when 2 people dropped out. So Majorca at last, and that is because we started planning this trip for 2020.
Oh.
You can imagine what happened then. We've tried to reschedule it, but decided in 2021 that we didn't want to deal with international travel yet, and then kind of moved on. And so now it resurfaces at last in 2026. Let's move on. So come on. It says I clicked. Do it again. There we go. So Majorca is one of Spain's islands that are in the Mediterranean. It is off the coast of Barcelona. It has idyllic anchorages. There's ancient towns and modern resorts. There are some mysterious flooded caves that we're going to visit, not with the sailboats. That's a picture of them there. You use rowboats. There's great temperatures. Wind and water are both great temperatures, and air. And it's fantastic Mediterranean sailing. It's a beautiful place. I don't think I put the map in these slides. I had to build these slides just the other day. So they're not real detailed. We have 3 boats, Avalon, Passepartout, and Reuben. We have crews already assigned for them, but we do have a couple vacancies that we will then slot people back into the appropriate places. Avalon and Reuben are a little bigger, 45 and 46. Passepartout is 41. Note it has 1 head, so we're putting fewer people on Passepartout than Avalon and Reuben. But they're all going to be comfortable, and we expect them to be in really, really nice boats. They have good equipment. So those are the boats. And there we go. We have 2 open berths because of 2 cancellations. So don't hesitate. Sign up, book your flights to Spain. Well, this is going to be subject to the 2-week waiting period as the other trips are, because we just re-announced it like Friday, I think, or Thursday. So we don't want to have someone who got that and said, I'm in, not be able to get their reservation in and be part of the draw. So If we only get 2 reservations, then those 2 people are in. If we get more than 2, then I'll do a drawing on our drawing date, which I think is April 13th. So if you're interested, get your reservation in. Just like the on-water training, the reservation form can be found on our website. Questions, anyone? Okay.
I wish I could go.
Yeah, I wish you could too.
Yeah.
It was one of our early cancellations, so we filled their spot. But anyway, all right. I think that's it for now, Jen.
Okay. Okay, the next trip is mine. Sail 250 Maryland. Trip to Baltimore, June 25th through 29th. It's 5 days, 5 nights. Oops, I went too quick. I like this quote just because it is the opposite of what we do. We don't sail fast, and we stay as far away from harm's way as we can. So the plan is arrive at Rock Hall on June 24th, sleep overnight, early board. Have dinner in town. Then Thursday we have a skipper's meeting. The charter company will check us out, and then we sail across the bay to Gibson Island. That is a 14-mile trip. We'll anchor out overnight. Friday, we'll sail up the Patapsco River to Lighthouse Point Marina in Baltimore. That's a 20 nautical mile trip. Saturday is a lay day. We're going to see Blue Angels, hopefully. Well, they're scheduled to be there, doing a air show over the harbor. There's going to be a dozen or more tall ships from different countries that will be there for the week. The week starts, I think, on the 25th, but it's a full 6 or 7 days. And there is a number of music festivals on shore, so should be quite an event. And I assume there's going to be fireworks, but they haven't mentioned that. They're kind of not real. I mean, they still haven't got a firm schedule for everything at the Sail 250 Maryland website or the app. There's an app you can get for your phone. Anyway, Sunday we'll sail down the Patapsco and up the bay to the Sassafras River. That's a pretty long sail, 30 nautical miles. And we will raft up and have a must-go party where we'll finish up hopefully most of our food and probably all of our alcohol by then. And then Monday we're back to Rock Hall to clean up and go home. Another 30-mile trip. So here's the route, starting at Rock Hall, down to Gibson Island, then up to Baltimore. The marina is right next to Fells Point. If you people know where that is, it's kind of a historical area. Lots of stuff going on there. And then up to the Sassafras River where we'll anchor out again and then back home. This photo on the left is the marina, and you can see the harbor in the far background. This is the tall ship is the Coast Guard training ship Eagle that will be there. There's also supposed to be Coast Guard rescue demonstrations, so we probably get to see a helicopter fly overhead and drop a swimmer in the water and things like that. These are, as I said on Saturday, these are airplanes. over in the bottom left. And then this is a far view of the inner harbor. So it's very nice, should be very nice. And this is the Sassafras River at sunrise. Certainly get us away from the big city. We have two boats, the Gem of the Sea is a Catalina 445, and the John B is a Jeanneau 410. So a couple nice boats. Haven keeps their boats in good condition. We don't have nearly as much trouble with them as we have with some other boats from other charter companies. And the cost is $9.50 a person. It includes the 2 nights at dock, and the usual provisions, fuel, other incidentals are not included. And that is it for that trip. Any questions? Okay. Okay, Mia's on deck again.
I'm back. You thought you were rid of me. So in August, it's hot everywhere, muggy. But the best thing to be doing and when it's hot and muggy is be on the water, no matter what the water's like. And I hunted for some quotes that kind of spoke to that. We're also looking to be kind of lazy. Come on, come on, come on. All right, I'll click it again. There we go. So we have a lazy plan. Our dates are starting Friday, August 14th. Arrive at the marina late afternoon as usual. Go to dinner, and then Saturday get sailing. Sunday sail some more. Monday come back to the marina. That's a short way of saying the stuff that you see there. But a little trivia, because this trip will have some trivia. It will not be a trivial trip. It'll be a relaxing trip. But what year was the Sailing Club's first trip and where? John, don't answer. Or maybe you will if nobody else does. Anyone have a guess what year the club did its first trip and where they sailed?
Was it like 1980, somewhere around there?
You're in the right range. Very good. Good guess. It was 1983. And of course, the destination was the Chesapeake Bay. I'd have to go. I could find out where it was specifically, but it was in the Chesapeake Bay.
Have to grow up Maryland
There you go.
was the starting point.
And I knew John knew because he was on that trip. Okay. So we also have John B. This is a boat. I don't think it's new in the fleet, so none of us have sailed it before, but it looks pretty good. And then Laugh Out Loud. They're both at the same size, basically, with 3 cabins, 2 heads. John B has an electric winch that I don't think Laugh Out Loud does. And John B has bow thrusters as well. So there'll be a battle for who gets which boat.
No,
we're
Laugh Out Loud has bow thrusters also.
Does it? Oh, yes.
Well, it says so on your
so right there.
on your slide.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So, but keep in mind, this trip is an entirely anchoring trip. We're not going to marinas other than Rock Hall. That's why we made a point of getting boats with 2 heads. So we have plenty of head space, holding tank space. All right. What's the average water temperature in August in the Chesapeake Bay? Anyone have a guess?
80,
70.
75.
80.
76.
People that were there on Saturday can't
Did not
play.
answer.
Jellyfish proper.
Right.
Wow.
80 degrees. Yeah.
Wow.
Go on. There we go. So 3 days of sailing, and whatever wind we find, we might be drifting, we might be reefed, probably somewhere in between. We'll have 2 raft up evenings, so that both nights we will raft up. And we'll do an appetizer dinner the first night, which is our traditional, sit around with everybody, get acquainted, and share food. And then the second night will be a pub trivia night, which is why the trivia questions are here. So you can show your friends that you're the trivia boss. And then on the final day, we'll return home and be feeling relaxed and rejuvenated from spending time on the water and doing what we're doing, as John Goodman said. Oh, look at that typo. I only just noticed it now. Jeez,
Oh, look at that.
that.
Oh, I thought you were trying to do the accent caught.
Cloth,
You did
yeah.
that on purpose. Interesting.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Anyway, how many crabs are caught in the Chesapeake Bay annually?
Oh, you're putting the Spanish TH.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking Spanish already for Spain.
I vote for number B.
Anyone else have a?
Huh.
C.
I'm gonna go with A. Oh,
C.
C.
Really? Okay, that's
Wow.
I would go with A.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's diminishing.
C.
Anyway, all right. So this weekend's going to cost $650, excluding the usuals. But it's for the most relaxing weekend this summer. You can't beat it. And I'll tell you now, we have a full boat already. So get your reservation in. We have the 2 boats reserved, but I have enough people for one of them already.
Oh,
Great. Okay.
right.
Questions? No? Oops, now what? We're gonna take a little break here, and Chris Kaufman has some gift certificates to hand out.
Oh, right.
We have four certificates to give you $50 off any trip during this fiscal year, which is the end between now and March 31st of 2027. So, Chris, are you ready?
I'm ready, and I
Okay.
will say I just wrote everyone's name down as that I see on the on the meeting here, and I did pull 2 names out because you 2 winners won at the
On
in-person
Saturday.
meeting.
That's fair.
Yeah, sorry. So I just put everybody's name in a bowl. Sorry.
Oh,
Mia.
Oh,
Yay.
Yay. Should I pull the rest out? The 3
we
more
do
out?
at least 2.
yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
We're almost done, so I
Yeah,
guess I
we-
should have spaced things out, but let's
Yeah,
go
we
ahead
should
and
have
do all
introduced
4.
Go ahead.
Oh, Mark.
Oh,
Mark.
Oh,
Yay,
congratulations.
congratulations, Mark and Mia. Okay.
you have to be a board member to win. We didn't tell you that.
Thank you.
Scouts,
it helps.
Anna, I put everyone's name in the bowl.
And it's no good for Spain because those payments are already all paid. Unless someone who gets a certificate signs on for Spain for one of our vacancies, you can use the certificate. Mark.
was that for me?
I'm going to try and get on the on-water training, and then after that, I'm not sure what's going to be going on. I'm going to be doing radiation starting in June
Oh,
for 6 to 7 weeks of radiation.
oh boy. Yeah. Chris, are you doing another one?
Oh, I thought we were going to do 2.
No,
Just
And
do
then-
them all. Do them all.
let's do all 4.
Yeah, do them all.
Okay. Sherry C.
Woo, Sherry, come to Spain.
Congratulations. Oops, sorry, that was two. Sorry.
Pick one.
Pick one only. Mary Ann Gordon.
Yay!
Good.
Yay,
Wow.
congratulations. Okay,
Okay.
that's it. Congratulations, everyone.
You'll get emailed.
Congratulations.
Yes, I will email you.
Thank you. Okay, next up, we have Anne Marie.
Hi, everybody. I see some faces that I've never met. So I'm Anne Marie. And Jan and I are the trip leaders for what we're calling the Classic Chesapeake Cruise, which is from, I guess it's Thursday, September 17th to Wednesday, the 23rd, with early board on the 16th. Okay, I'm clicking. So what I think is interesting about this trip is that it's going to be both classic and historic because we'll visit both the eastern and western shores. We'll go to busy Annapolis. We'll go through the Nap Narrows, that is the cut, the man-made cut in Tillman Island. And then we'll spend a nice day in beautiful, restful Oxford. So just to walk you through the trip, as always, there's early board on the 16th, and we'll have dinner in Rock Hall and do all the things we need to do to get ready for the next day. So we'll do 17 nautical miles to Rock Hall, from Rock Hall to Annapolis. I'm sure you've all done that sail a million times. But, Annapolis never gets old for me. So we will moor, and you can take a water taxi into town if you want. If we get there early enough, you can go to the Naval Academy, or you can just sit in the boat and watch all the great boats go by in Annapolis, which is always fun. And then the next day is our long day when we go from Annapolis to the through the Nap Narrows. I don't know if anybody has done that before. I haven't done it in probably 10 years, but I always find it sort of nail biting, but one gets through it. And once we go through Nap Narrows, we hang a left and we anchor that night in Dun Cove, which is, quite lovely. I don't know if you can see this chart, but that if you come through Nap Narrows down here, we're up here in Dun Cove. And I guess that's when we'll raft up and have our shared dinner, because that will be the first time that we're anchoring on this trip.
Anne Marie, not to interrupt you on when you're on a roll, but can you back up one slide? I got a bit of history.
There you
So
go.
the bridge, we're looking west, and just past the bridge on the right is Knapp's Narrow Marina, which we frequently have used for Tillman Island Day.
Oh,
And you can't really see it, but where the I don't know, the bridge control center, it's hiding it, but there's a shoal, and we have named that Sherwood Shoal.
Yeah.
Larry.
good to know.
Enough said.
Well, my shoal is actually on your way up to Dun Cove, so.
Okay, well, it will be nail biting then. That's great.
Well, we're gonna check out the tidal times clearly
Oh, yeah.
before. Yeah, that's gonna be very important.
So then the next day, the 19th, which is what? That's a Saturday. That's an easy day, just 12 nautical miles across the Choptank and up the Trade Avon to Oxford. And we have a slip at this Safe Harbor Marina. So I don't know if anybody's been to Oxford before, but to me, it's a little piece of New England on the Chesapeake. So it's not a busy town. There's not a lot happening there, but it's just so pretty and hopefully we're going to have beautiful September weather. So it's just, a few restaurants, beautiful flowers, just a really relaxing town, which I love.
The 19th also happens to be the Commodore's birthday, so we
Did not know that, so we have to write that
fireworks
down.
and a party. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
okay.
Sounds good. So the 20th will be our layover day at the Safe Harbor Marina. And this photo here is they have this really nice clubhouse, which is separate from the showers. And it's just, it's air conditioned if we need it. There's books, there's coffee, there's beautiful chairs. So it's a nice place to hang out. There are bikes at the Safe Harbor Marina. Their website said there are shuttles to Oxford. I haven't actually called to ask them if that's true, but it's on their website. But when I have done this in the past, I'm not in fantastic shape, and I just took the bike to Oxford. It's not that difficult. And there's grills, and as I said, a comfortable clubhouse. Or we can go day sailing. There's some really beautiful anchorages around here. So it's whatever anybody wants to do on that day. And then the next day, whoops, sorry, let me go back. We basically just reverse. We, leave Oxford, anchor in Dun Cove, go through Naps Narrows, up to Annapolis, and then back home to Rock Hall.
Sounds good.
And we have two boats, one Gem of the Sea we've already used. I think that's a boat for on your trip, Jan. And I didn't check out, I didn't write down if they have bow thrusters, but I'm sure they do.
They do.
They do. And they both have 3 cabins and 2 heads. They have air conditioning if we need it. I'm hoping we don't need it in September. I'm hoping we have a beautiful, those beautiful days in September when the light is just fantastic. And the cost is $1,100 per person. Like all our other trips, it includes the slip fees and the mooring fees and the charter fees, but the incidentals are, on the crew. And that's it. Let's sail in September, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Anne Marie.
You're welcome.
Now, what have I done? Okay, last but not least, well, I guess it's least right now, is possibilities for cruises next calendar year. The first one is January, probably the end of January, maybe mid-January, in Grenada. So we do enjoy going to the Caribbean in the wintertime. And we are planning on, well, this is a trip I've been working on slowly. I was doing a trip to Florida, but the charter companies, I thought I had a charter company, but they never answered my emails or phone calls. So I gave up on them and decided to head south, where I know they have real charter companies and boats available. So that should be ready for the board to vote on, and hopefully by next month. And as soon as we do, we'll get that out for you folks to take a look at. And the other one, well, this is your typical Caribbean island. And the other one is the Algarve coast of Portugal, which is
Wow.
Algarve coast of Portugal.
down here, the southern coast of Portugal on the way to the Rock of Gibraltar.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
So Gary is working on that. He's actually, as I mentioned earlier, he's in Portugal now, and he is checking it out. And
Beautiful.
going to talk to the charter company.
Mm.
And that's
Pardon?
next year, obviously, right?
That's next year.
Wow.
It will either be, they tell him that the best months to do that are May or September.
Mm-hmm.
So we're thinking, I think the original thought was early May, beginning of May, or I think end of April, something like that. So that hopefully will be coming pretty soon as well, because kind of like Mallorca this year, There seemed to be a lot of interest in it, and
Yeah.
it's best to get yourself set up as early as possible.
Beautiful.
So we obviously don't have any prices for those two trips
Right,
yet,
right. Ooh,
but we
but
do have
yeah.
some pictures.
Lots
This
of
is,
octopus.
yeah, this is a picture of the coast. Ann Pollock was just there, and she took these pictures. This is the coastline. The one on the left, and the one on the right is, I believe, the marina that we're thinking about chartering from. So that sounds like a lot of fun too. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Jan.
Yeah, that one does sound good.
Okay, and with that, we are done. Are there any questions, comments, stories? If not, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. Use those certificates. Can't let any go to waste.
That's right.
I'll be emailing them.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Bye,
Great.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.